Yeah, we're not going to deal with the Twitter drama.
It's endless.
And we're not going to deal with it.
It's endless. It's daily.
Exactly. And that is not the focus. First of all, as far as value, Wall Street considers Tesla to be the world's most valuable automaker. Tesla's hitting new highs for revenue, vehicle deliveries, operating profit, and operating margin. For you accountants out there, or you folks that are not accountants, this means income and profit from ongoing operations. Because I know what you're going to say. Some of them, well, they're making all that money because all the other automakers have to buy credits from them to offset. No. Operating profit, operating margin does not include those numbers. I want to make that distinction. That this guy, regardless, he knocked it out of the park.
What do you think about the comment he made about Chinese workers, Chinese factories?
I did not hear it.
Basically made a comment saying he liked them because they don't ever stop working.
You know what? Entrepreneurs say a lot of stupid stuff.
Is that where a lot of his vehicles are produced? Is like, do we know percentages on how many?
I don't know the percentages, but Fremont, China, Berlin's coming online, so is Austin. So here's the thing. Let's just deal with the numbers. Tesla reported, this is for the quarter, income $3.32 billion on revenue of $18.76 billion for the quarter just ended. That is traditional automaker money. The company's adjusted earnings came in at $5.2 billion, which was a 173% increase compared to the year ago results. Now, the difference between the 3.3 and the 5.2, yeah, that is some of that other credit money. But check this out. Operating profit improved to $3.6 billion, giving the company an eye-popping operating margin of 19.2%. That is margin based on operations. Doing business has nothing to do with the solar company, has nothing to do with anything. We're talking about building cars in spite of everything going on. And oh yeah, let me throw this at you. He's fully funded. He doesn't have to go to Wall Street now in order to fund future projects for the company, which includes Cybertruck and the Semi.
Yeah, thanks to some of the subsidies that kept him alive in that 2008, 2009 area. No, yeah, I know. It's not, let's just be clear, he doesn't need it now, but Tesla would have died. Tesla would have died without government help.
He wasn't even building 100,000 cars back then.
No, but Tesla would have died then. It would have been another business that died if the government didn't come through with credits and save them.
Did for Chrysler too.
Yeah, no, they did. And I'm not using it against him. I think the government should do that. It's just he kind of is a big hater when without it, he wouldn't have survived.
There are a lot of big haters.
And Chrysler is one thing when they're like an established company that, like you said, building tons of vehicles, although they did flounder a lot, of course. I'm not going to try and...
They kept shooting themselves in the foot back then.
But to say that, Tesla didn't get their help when they needed it, and that's good. We should do that for... But do you have just, I don't know, maybe it's in this article, what you can attribute some of their success to? I mean, he must be doing something a little bit differently than...
Building cars people want?
Yeah.
Interesting concept right there.
Yeah.
And most of the vehicles he's building are Model 3s and Model Ys. So basically, what's he doing? He's doing what he told us he would do, that Model 3 would be more affordable, that Model Y is also based on Model 3. So you're getting economies of scale by building both. And yes, his China factory is adding to income. So will Berlin, which will add to more income. So will Austin, which will add to more income. He ain't selling a $20,000 car. His cheapest one is right at $40,000. And your average Model 3 is going out the door for way more than that.
Yeah.
And he's still selling Model S. He's still selling Model X's.
Do you think part of it, since we're usually a pretty big truck country, we talked about kind of the death of a lot of cars, basically. Not a lot of people are building them, minus a lot of the foreign companies. Do you think, first of all, it being an EV, so that's unique kind of on its own, and jumping the gun there, and then it being a nice car that has to be...
It is, but for most people, Model 3 is too small.
Yeah, because you're not competing against trucks, but, there are a lot of nice cars in the market, too.
There are.
But not a lot of EVs. Tons of EVs.
The first 3 months of this year, Tesla delivered 310,048 vehicles. Of that, 295,324 were Model 3 and Model Y. It accounted for a 68% increase. The thing about the automotive business, if you're doing production profitably, if you've got your variable cost under control, your fixed cost as a percentage of your total cost structure starts to go down as your volume goes up, because you're spreading the cost over more vehicles, which means your profit goes up. So as they get numbers up, like he said, it has nowhere to do but up. It is why so many founders of auto companies became millionaires early once they've started getting the development money covered and they got a handle on their production costs. It was literally money hand over fist. Same thing here. Once he's gotten beyond and he started covering his costs. See, Model 3 has already been engineered. Model Y has already been engineered. He saved a lot of money on Model Y because it started with the Model 3. So the Model Y didn't cost nearly as much, and he didn't have production hell as bad with the Model Y because all the underlying parts are Model 3. So and that is the knock-on effect, and every automaker does it. Every automaker does it. So he's not doing anything new that an automaker doesn't already do, from Mercedes to Chrysler. They all do it. They take a platform and they build it 9 different ways to Sunday to spread all those development costs, the hard costs, the big costs of engines, transmissions, propulsion systems, all that stuff. I might have 15 different marquees or brands on top of it, but underneath it, it's the same vehicle for all those brands, and I might be building 1 million of them.
He's obviously doing something different than Chrysler and those right now. I mean, he's doing so well.
He's not selling trucks.
Because he's doing so well.
Yeah. He's not. Well, everybody's making money right now.
Yeah.
No established automaker is losing money. Okay. The issue is, but he's doing it building cars. When he gets the Cybertruck out, it's going to get crazy. And that's what he said. Last month, they started delivering Model Ys out of their Austin factory. Cybertruck's coming next year. Semi is coming next year.
I don't know about the Semi. Hydrogen-powered big rigs. A fleet of companies are moving forward to change trucking. We are Roadworthy Drive.